Hello students, get ready for today's economics class. Today we will start with the third part of the chapter collection of data. Look at this map. Already we have done two topics that are sources of data collection and modes of primary data collection. Today we will start with the third topic, that is questionnaire. What are the qualities of a good questionnaire, and we will discuss one sample questionnaire. Now let's start with the topic questionnaire. What is questionnaire? A questionnaire is a research instrument that consists of different type of questions for the purpose of gathering information from the respondent. Means in questionnaire different type of questions are given so that the respondent can give the answer of that question and the investigator can get the information about the respondent for the purpose of inquiry. So now there is used one word. What is questionnaire and schedules? So what is the basic difference between questionnaire and schedules? There is not much difference between questionnaire and schedules. Questionnaires are answered or filled by the respondents by themselves, but in schedules, answers are written or recorded by the enumerators. Who are enumerators? Enumerators are the persons hired for the purpose of census or survey. Now we will discuss what are the qualities of a good questionnaire or what precautions should be kept in mind while preparing a questionnaire. So first point is limited number of questions. While preparing a questionnaire, this should be kept in mind that number of questions should be limited and it should be related with only the inquiry purpose. Next is simplicity. Language used in the questionnaire should be simple so that the respondent can easily understand that question and can give the answer. Next is proper order of questions. There should be proper sequence of questions and the second should be related with the first one. Next is no undesirable questions. No any question should be mentioned in the questionnaire that is not related with the inquiry purpose. Next is non-controversial. There should not be any question that is controversial or conflicting. Next is calculations. In questionnaire, there should not be any questions that is based on calculations. So mathematical questions should be avoided in the questionnaire. Next point is pre-testing pilot survey. What is pre-testing pilot survey? Some questions should be asked from the respondent by the investigator on trial basis to know whether the respondent is able to give the answer or not. If respondent is facing any difficulty to understand the questions, so the questions can be reframed according to the convenience of the respondent. So this is known as pre-testing pilot survey. Next is instructions. Proper instructions should be given to the respondent how to fill the questionnaire. Next is cross verification. After getting the questionnaire filled by the respondent, some cross questions should be asked from the respondent to check or to cross verify the answers. Next is the request for return. At the beginning, proper instructions should be given to the respondent that after filling the questionnaire, it should be given back to the investigator or enumerator. Now these are the different type of questions that can be asked in the questionnaire. First is simple alternative questions. So what are the different alternative questions that can be answered in yes or no or right or wrong? Like we can ask, do you have a car? So the person can give answer yes or no. Right? Second example is multiple choice questions. So multiple choice questions have multiple options and respondent can mark any one of the option, like what is your mode of conveyance from home to college? 4 options are given: on foot, cycle, bus and scooter, and respondent can mark any answer. Next is Specific information based questions. So what is the example of this type of question? Like, in which class do you read? So the person can give answer like 10th class or 8th class. How much pocket money you get? So these are the specific information based questions. Next is open questions. Open questions are related with some specific issues of the economy, and you can get the suggestions of the people on that problem, like how the problem of inflation or increase in prices can be solved, or how the problem of hunger, unemployment and poverty can be solved. So these type of questions are known as open questions, where you are getting the suggestions from the respondents on any particular topic. This is one sample questionnaire. Like, objective of this questionnaire is to know about the monthly income and expenditure of the 10 students living in the hostels. You are requested to fill in this questionnaire and return at your earliest convenience. Information furnished in this questionnaire will be kept strictly confidential. The information will be used only for the present investigation. So what has to be filled here? Student's name, age, stream, college, father's name and address, father's occupation and income, total family members, what is the monthly income received by the student, like from the family, from personal earning, any scholarship, what is the monthly expenditure of the student on school fees, on stationery items, on book, on conveyance, hostel expenses, entertainment and others. Now next is your monthly income enough for you? Is your monthly income is not enough? How do you propose to increase it? Next question is, can you save anything from your monthly income? If yes, under which of the above noted of the expenditures can you save and how much? So this is one sample question paper, like how the questionnaire has to be filled. Next point is principal steps in a planning of a field survey. So like first is about questionnaire. How questionnaire has to be designed? The questionnaire has to be simple. There should be limited number of questions. Questions should be given in simple language. There should be cross checking of the answers, and there should not be any mathematical questions. Now next is decide the mode of inquiry. So there should be direct personal investigation or indirect oral investigation. It should be pre-decided. Next is the enumerator should be properly trained on how to contact with the respondent. They should know the nature of various questions of the questionnaire and then conduct a pilot survey. What is pilot survey? In pilot survey, some questions are asked from the respondent on the trial base to check whether the respondent is able to understand the questions or not. If respondent is unable to understand the questions, then questions can be reframed according to the level of the respondent. So, what is the meaning or importance of pilot survey? In assessing the quality and suitability of questions, whether the respondent is able to understand the questions or not, to check the performance of the numerator, in designing a set of instructions for the numerators, and in assessing the cost and time involved in the field survey. So next main topic is what are the main errors in the collection of data. There can be some sources in the collection of data. Error can occur if scale of measurement is different. So what is the scale of measurement? There are 4 scales of measurement. One is cardinal, one is ordinal, one is ratio, and one is interval. So these are the 4 scales of measurement. If different scales are used by different enumerators, so obviously the answer we will get will be different. So there should be identical scales, means the scales should be same which are used by the numerators. Now next can occur when the wrong response is given by respondent, means when they are unable to understand the questions, so they will obviously give wrong response. Next is the lack of information. When there is a lack of information among the respondents, So the answer or the conclusion we will draw, that will always be wrong. Next is sometimes there is a miscalculations, that is known as arithmetical errors. And next is communication gap. When there is no proper communication between the investigator and respondent, then the conclusions that will be drawn will be wrong. So these are the some main sources of errors in the collection of data. So what we have done today, we have done what is questionnaire, what is the difference between questionnaire and schedules, what are the qualities of a good questionnaire. Then we have done one sample questionnaire. Then we have done what precautions should be kept in mind while conducting field survey. Thank you.